Hey, still haven't gotten back to that 3-2-1, but you know how it goes. We're live. ECSports. He's got his Brady on. You know what's going on tonight. We got the NFL starting opening night. There's no way in hell we weren't going to go live. How are you, Anthony Dillon?
I feel great.
Good.
I feel great, Brady.
So do I.
It's Brady.
Brady's
Type night.
killing it. You know,
40 years young.
Hey, man, 40's a new 20, bro. Believe me, I know. So let's get into some topics.
So let's get it kicked off. Actually, let's start off with a little fantasy talk tonight.
Okay.
A little fantasy talk. What do you think this year? What's your take here?
Like I was telling you guys, you know, when you made fun of me, I personally am interested to see what David Johnson does, because I didn't know who the fuck he was when I went into my draft, but I had the #1 pick and I drafted him. I'm usually more of a analytical fantasy guy, but you don't know who David Johnson is? Come on, man. He's like a beast. Dude, he went to fucking Northern Iowa. Is he that good or what?
He's good, bro. He's a 6'3" running back.
Okay.
He's pretty powerful.
6'3" running back.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, with fantasy, what are you looking for? You say you've been in the league since high school. When you're in a fantasy league, you know, you got money involved. I've won probably I won 2 out of like 6,
Okay.
which is a good little record for fantasy. But my whole thing, and I'm probably getting off of the topic of sports, is getting these motherfuckers to pay. Like, nobody wants to pay their freaking dues, bro. Like, don't get into fantasy if you ain't got the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? But outside of that, what's your thought process with fantasy? And then I'll give you mine. Like, what makes it so popular?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's going to really have to depend on the league.
Mm-hmm.
But what makes it popular is, here's what makes it great, is that you could be watching the worst game of the week, and you have something to root for, you know. It's kind of like gambling.
True.
Whereas, like, you'll catch yourself betting a game that you don't care about at all.
At all.
But you want a little bit of action because you're going to be watching it.
True.
You know? So I think being able to watch a really shitty game and say to yourself, you know what? I got Leonard Fournette going tonight when he's on Jacksonville, and you really don't care.
Yeah. But
you're going to watch Leonard the whole game.
Yeah, and you're going to watch who else can you watch at Jacksonville and, like,
right,
Minnesota or Titans game? Like, that's what makes you.
You guys better respect the Titans this year, okay? Respect the Titans.
All right, why? They got Mariota.
They might win their division. They're in the worst division in football.
All right, you're right, but they got Mariota. They have, oh my God,
DeMarco
Murray.
Nice.
Who's their receivers?
They got Eric Decker, your boy.
Okay.
They got Rashard Matthews, who's actually a very under-the-radar receiver. He was a pretty good fantasy receiver last year.
I mean, they got a legit quarterback.
They do. They got a nice team.
And just so you guys know, we're watching football right now as we speak. That's going to go to Kelso. Nope. Dude.
Thomas is $160.
Dude, you're not. What are you doing?
He's $160 soaking wet.
And he just showed that. So, you know, with fantasy, like you said, for me, it's like, man, I can watch the Bear, even though I'm going to watch the Bears game, unfortunately. You can watch any game and root for someone, and that's the awesomeness of fantasy. And what amazes me is how Tom Brady consistently over the last 15 years has been in the top like options for fantasy leagues too. Football is just a different animal, bro. Like, when football starts, it's just a different breed, whether it's youth all the way to the NFL.
Right.
And you know, college just kicked off with a crazy game. And
awesome game.
It was an amazing game to the detriment of a few of their players in Florida State, but we were on fantasy, so let me stick to that. How has your league gone, or how do you get to the point where you got the same guys every year? What do you guys do in your league that's different from everyone else that you think?
So we do a keeper league.
Okay.
Which, you know, it's common, but it's not. It makes it actually very tough which is awesome because you're sort of managing your team for next season as you draft. It's very beneficial for some, not for others.
Okay.
But we also have it where you don't have to keep a player.
Oh, okay. So that's what I was going to ask. Do you have to keep someone?
Right. So we have it where you don't have to keep a player.
Did you keep yours?
I did not.
Who was it?
My player would have been Mike Evans, but I had traded him.
So do you have to keep
a player that
you have to make a player a keeper?
So that player that you originally draft, day one, he is the only... When the season ends, if he's still on your team, you can keep him. If it's a guy you received...
So you have to name that guy, though.
Correct. If it's a guy you received through a trade,
or
you cannot
free
keep him.
agent, you can keep him, right?
No.
Really?
It's got to be a day one. It's got to be an OG.
Oh, I like that.
It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, so the KC is taking the lead. So, like, with fantasy, you'll draft a guy, and you're like... and people don't realize this. I drafted Odell Beckham, right? There might be a time where Beckham doesn't get as many points as a guy like Thomas on New Orleans because if he's keyed by that quarterback, you have to look at every single player. Like, even guys on the Bears, if a quarterback is in love with a player, that's what you have to look at when you're doing fantasy. That's why I did a fantasy. I did like I'm doing a regular league, and then I did like a 14 league with my son so he can get a feel for how it is to see other games besides the terrible Bears. Maybe he can watch a Jay Cutler in action in Miami get demolished or, whatever you call it. But this guy actually drafted Jay Cutler on his freaking fantasy team.
He's my backup Q.
Come on.
Very proud of it, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. You'll see. You'll see.
Yeah. Says that guy.
You'll see when he's playing in warm weather, slinging it.
Yeah, so fantasy is it's like a guy's freaking, it's just like a fun time.
It's a boys type deal.
It's a boys type deal.
The draft,
it's a game.
everything.
The draft
is great.
I've had guys go to like places I used to work. They go to the restaurants. They do their draft with the boards and make it a huge thing. And that's why fantasy is still huge and will always be huge until the next year when they think of something else.
Yep.
So
we're actually on our 7th year this year.
Okay.
And we discussed it during the draft this year. Mm-hmm. Our 10th year anniversary of the draft, we're going to do poolside in Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is nice.
We love it that much.
That's why fantasy is so important to a lot of people. Poolside in Vegas with chicks everywhere. But that's this guy's life, I can only live in his bask, and listen to the stories. I'm some old married guy, but I dated a while ago, So what do we got? Like, I want to throw this in. I might catch you off guard, but I saw this recently. We were just talking about it. So our last show, we were talking about Colin Kaepernick, right?
Yep.
I'm not really going to get into him more as this situation that came up with his girlfriend posting a meme, pretty much. Did you hear about this? Stephen A. was talking about it. He agreed with Ray Lewis. So basically, Ray Lewis said Baltimore was in the midst of going to sign him until his girlfriend posted a meme with Ray Lewis and the owner, Steve Bisciotti, hugging, and her saying pretty much that he was like, she had the Django Unchained picture of Leo and Samuel L. Jackson hugging, or him holding him, and both of them side by side, and she's saying, like, pretty much it's the same thing. So it was like a racial epithet, pretty much. And this is before they even said they weren't going to sign him, So apparently his girlfriend's like, I don't know what she is, Middle Eastern or something. I don't think that has anything to do with it, but she's obviously defending her boyfriend or fiance or whatever it is to the detriment of his career. What do you think about, say, you, when you become big and this, sportscaster, and leave me in the dust, and you marry this chick and she does that to you?
How would I react?
Yeah, how would you react to your girlfriend? Because he had no idea about it. She posted this on her own volition. Did you guys see how he didn't respond to the sportscaster and leave me in the dust? Because that's what he's going to do. Go ahead.
Not true. But back to the basics. The problem is that we've had this discussion before about athletes listening to their wives and girls about certain things that are just this is the thing though. Again, this guy place early in the relationship.
Okay.
Early in the relationship, it needs to take place, and it needs to be said, "Hey, this is my deal here. This is a business. I am an athlete. Unless you're gonna respectfully, in a classy way, support me, you can't." This girl's probably somewhere around 28 and older. Okay?
Yeah.
You cannot be posting memes.
It was placed to paper. Ray Lewis was like, we were actually talking about it. And why does he have to come out and say this if that's not what it was? He's literally saying, when everybody's throwing him, calling him some type of Sambo or whatever, everybody's saying, listen, some people get to the ignorant part. I'm an African-American person. I'm not that fucking, what's that dude, Jason Witt? He's a fucking idiot. Whitlock? I'm not a fan of him. He had a freaking guy, a white dude with an afro in his freaking show thanking Colin for appearing. He's so ignorant. He had him on the show with a black glove, and he's like making a satire of the situation, which is still ignorant. First of all, Colin Kaepernick still has his freedom of speech right, period. But the only thing I don't like is when people say, oh, Ray Lewis is a fake and a Sam, and he's don't do it because he's not. Come on, man. You sound stupid. First of all, Ray Lewis is an intermediary between the Baltimore Ravens and Kaepernick.
Absolutely.
Just because he says that, he feels that Kaepernick's significant other shouldn't have posted that doesn't make him any different. That is an ignorant situation that she did. Why would you do that? I would talk to my wife in private about that. I know you think you're defending him, but you're defending him to the detriment of his career.
Correct.
But like you said last show, he, as well as
I told you why he's not on the team.
He as well as anybody else is going to take over the entire team. They're going to take over the entire press, the news coverage, anything that he does, whether he's on the Patriots or the damn Jacksonville Jaguars, he is going to get all the attention.
Right, and this is a backup.
Yes, that's a backup. He's not the starter, and if he was a starter, it would be even worse. But I feel like his girlfriend should have totally kept herself out of the situation, because honestly, Baltimore actually needed a legitimate backup, because there are some guys, like you said, there are bums in the league that, he could have been on, and that didn't happen because
he's a media whore.
I think her name is. Yeah, and he hasn't even come out. You haven't even seen him.
No.
Everybody's talking.
But it's the media that makes him a media whore. It's the media that's
blowing him up, and he's like literally just doing his thing. So it's a sore subject, and everybody could talk about it from end on end. But I just wanted to throw that out there to let you know that situation is where it is because of the media. Right. I don't see Kaepernick saying, they're bogus and he's not saying anything. He's just, hey, man.
I agree.
I just want to play football. So, what we got next?
Next. Uh-oh. This could be a very, very controversial discussion based off who your favorite team of the rivalry is.
Yeah.
Yanks, Red Sox, we have a possible scan. I mean, it looks to be pretty legit.
Yeah.
A videotape scandal type deal here.
Okay.
What's your take on this? So we got the Yankees saying...
Yeah, break it down.
So we got the Yankees saying that they have footage of the Red Sox stealing signals. And then we have the Red Sox saying, okay, well, we have a video of you guys stealing signals. So what do you make of this whole thing?
He's the GM of Boston. It's been going on forever.
Yeah.
Someone asked pretty much flat out, is that considered cheating? Most have said no, it's like part of the game. It's like you're standing at second and you're like looking to see what's going on to get an edge. You're not really... This is the thing with baseball, and this is how I feel with when people say Barry Bonds should not be in a Hall of Fame because of steroids. First of all, Barry Bonds could take all of the I could take all of the steroids I want, get Barry Bonds' size, but I will never have his hand-eye coordination or his presence, his fielding, anything, his speed on the field. That's the thing with baseball. So with stealing, you can steal all the signs you want if your ass can't freaking connect.
I couldn't agree more.
There's a point, bro.
In the 90s, probably 80% of the league was on roids.
Yes.
They could not hit 73 bombs.
Yes.
They could not.
Dude, come on. Like, that's the part where I'm like, dude, you cannot deny him, Mark McGwire, whatever Sammy Sosa is nowadays. You can't deny what they did. Yes, and they've taken some stuff, but, dude, like, baseball...
You just said you could be on 9 million steroids.
Yes.
If you don't know how to turn on the ball and how to pick up a 100-mile-an-hour fastball or an 80-something-mile-an-hour curveball that's moving, you can't hit 73 home runs. You can't hit 10 of them.
No.
Don't care how many steroids you're on.
Exactly. And we're talking about roids, but that goes all intertwined with people saying it's stealing signs, cheating. Because it's really the Yankees and the Red Sox, man. They're going to find anything possible to piss the other team off and, see what happens. But in my opinion, no, it's not cheating. Get over it, you some bitches, and move forward and see who gets in the playoffs because the Yankees are actually bullshit right now. So,
Yankees are on the wild card race. The Red Sox they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're in. So, what else we got?
Are you ready?
Oh, God, here we go.
Are you ready?
Are you guys ready?
So we have the Bears coming into
All right.
Coming into Soldier.
Let me hear ya good and loud. One. 2. Oh, I'm sorry. He's about to talk about the Bears. Go ahead.
We have the Bears coming into Soldier this weekend, Sunday, the usual time and place.
Mm-hmm.
Playing the visiting Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl runner-ups, who have a very high-powered offense and a very good defensive coordinator in Dan Quinn.
Blown lead.
28-3, third quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, let's get into this, though.
Okay.
The Bears are a 7-point dog at home this weekend.
How is that possible?
Against the runner-up defending Super Bowl runner-up.
Is that true?
7-point dog. It's been as high as 7.5, if you want to go there.
So we're saying, if you guys don't understand that, they're saying that the Bears are only going to lose by 7 points.
7-point dog.
The Chicago Bears. With Rich, what's his name? Glennon? Jack Glennon? Mike Glennon? Is that it? Mike Glennon. I knew I'd get in one of those. He's at the helm. He's been named the starter, if you guys didn't know. And they're playing the Atlanta Falcons, who were beating the hell out of the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl till the guy that was calling the plays said, you know what? I don't care about you guys. I'm leaving for San Francisco anyway. So I'm going to fuck your game up and just call some bullshit. And they're coming into Soldier Field.
7-point dog,
favorite.
the Bears. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think there's someone in Vegas that has to be from Chicago. I have a very good feeling about why you think it. But why don't you go ahead and let everyone know what you think?
Well, that is my high school offensive coordinator.
Oh, really?
Good coach.
He asked Anthony what he knows about football, but Anthony's about to tell him. Tell him your what you know about football right
Bears, could have the best front seven in the league.
So you're talking about
on defense.
Every NFL team.
Yep.
Their front seven is lower than the Bears.
Their 3-4 Vic Fangio front seven could be the most talented best front seven when healthy in the league. We have not seen them healthy yet, though.
Okay.
This will be the first year.
Yeah, it's rookies.
So you'll have Leonard Floyd off the edge, which had a good rookie season.
Okay. Our producer isn't doing his job today.
You'll have Danny Trevathan, who was in the Super Bowl for Denver.
His ACL last year?
Yeah, so he'll be back. You will have Pernell McPhee, who's one of the best edge rushers in the game.
Yeah, when he's healthy.
Correct. Then you will have
Jarrell
Jarrell Freeman, who's had 100 tackle season, 5 years running.
Okay.
That's 4 right there.
All right.
Then you'll have Eddie Goldman.
Who's their safeties?
Oh, they're safeties?
Yeah.
You'll have Quentin Demps at safety.
Okay.
And Adrian Amos, who's actually a pretty decent player.
All right. And your corners?
The corners will be Kyle Fuller and Prince Akamura. I'm telling you, their defense is not bad.
All right. So let me ask you this, and this goes back to, Kelsey? He's just stiff-arming everybody up the field.
Yeah, I'm getting points for that.
This goes to fantasy. Do you believe that I should start Matt Ryan or Matt Stafford this week? Don't ask how I have both of them. Yeah.
Matt Ryan's against the
Bears.
And Stafford's against
Arizona.
Oh, that's a no-brainer. You start Matt Ryan.
Do you guys hear? Like, this is what I'm trying to say.
Do you know why, though?
Why? Because you got the greatest front seven in the league.
But the Cardinals' secondary is better than the Bears.
Okay.
So as far as secondary,
okay.
If you were asking me a running back question, I'd probably tell you to start the running back against the Cardinals.
All right, you got me. So that's a no-brainer. Matt Ryan against the best front seven in the NFL.
Correct.
So he might get sacked about 4 or 5 times.
He might.
According to you.
But when he gets the ball off, he also has he's got Julio Jones, which makes him a front runner anyways.
Okay. All right, keep going about your thought process. I just wanted to get that out there.
All I'm saying about the Bears is that I think that the Bears D is not going to be a slouch. Their offense isn't going to help the cause, obviously.
So how are they only a 7 dog then, if their offense isn't really going to do anything?
Like I said, because their defense.
Okay. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I mean, we're talking about the Atlanta Falcons.
Right.
Okay.
Is that fair enough?
Yeah. I mean, it's fair because, you're a huge Bears fan.
I am. I also love the Cowboys. Go Cowboys.
Against the Giants.
Big game this weekend.
Do you think that's a smart move by them to let Zeke play?
By who? The Cowboys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though he's pretty much going to be out after this week.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because you're going against, this is number 1, it's a division game.
Okay.
Number 2, it's the first game of the season.
All right.
Number 3, this guy's going to sit out for 6 games.
So why not just knock it out right now?
Because it's like sitting out 7 games.
Okay.
When you don't have to.
All right.
Because you got to beat this division. You got to win this division game.
True.
Right or wrong.
You're right.
You win. They're only going to play them twice.
Mm-hmm.
If you beat them first game of the season, boom. That's already one time you've knocked them off.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, it's going to be between
tiebreaker.
those 2 games, those 2 teams
Okay.
for the division. And not playing that guy, you might kick yourself later in the season saying...
Did you know that the Giants have the best defense against them? He's got 3.3 yards rushing against those guys.
That's correct. The Giants' defense is also extremely underrated. Their team, I love their defense.
Okay.
They have one of my favorite defenders in the NFL, in Landon Collins,
Is
who the Bears should have drafted, but they
Did
passed
they have
him
that
up.
option?
Yes, sir.
Who'd they draft?
They drafted Kevin White, I believe.
Yeah. How's he doing?
We'll see this year.
Yeah. Dude, you do agree if he doesn't do something this year, it's a wrap.
Oh, yeah.
If he gets hurt, it's a wrap.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I see the Bears.
He's like D. Rose without ever being good. He's like D Rose after D Rose got hurt, like hurt, and then just give up on the whole deal. You know what I mean?
A little knife jab at the D.
No, because D Rose was actually a proven great player.
He was.
But then he got hurt
part.
Right.
Just hurt.
Well, that's what Kevin White did, except he was never good. He just got hurt, and then subbed.
Yeah.
So
I get you. All right. Well, that's that. I'm looking forward to the NFL season. We'll obviously have a lot to talk about moving forward. And that's going to conclude this episode 19 of EC Sports.
That's correct.